Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Getting right into today's video. This client today is getting a fill. She is going for kind of like a colorful look. She's going to be getting some candy charms on her nails. You'll see that towards the end of the video. But starting off, as you can see here, I am just removing the polish, the gel polish that she had on her nails from her previous set. I am using my extra coarse drill bit for this step, just making sure I get rid of that polish and kind of debulking a little bit at the cuticle area. That way, when I go to apply my new acrylic, it's not super bulky at the cuticle. But I will be doing this for all 10 fingers, and then once I'm done, I'll be right back. so for my next step, as you can see here, I am just going to be using my medium grit sanding band. I'm just going to be going over that new growth on her natural nail. This is just to remove any oils and any extra skin that might be left on that nail. Please remember, you don't want to overfile the natural nail. This is literally, you're just getting rid of that shine of the oils on the nail, like that acrylic can adhere to the nail properly. So again, just going over the cuticle area very, very gently. You know, I'm not applying really any pressure. Just again, removing that shine from the nail. I'll be doing this for all 10 fingers, and then I'll be back for my next step. All right, now for this next step, as you can see here, I am just brushing the nails with some gelish nail cleanser, just to get rid of any of the dust that was left behind from the filing. After this, I will be going over the nail with my Mia Secret dehydrator as well as the Extra Bond. The Extra Bond I do use 2 coats of just to avoid any lifting. I'll be doing this for all 10 fingers, and then we can move on to our acrylic application. So moving on to the acrylic application, I am going to be using my Nail Supply Glamour Milky White acrylic. Love, love, love this acrylic. As you can see, that's what she has on her nails right now as well. It is super easy to work with and super smooth, very, very beginner friendly. But as you can see here, I literally, for when you're doing a backfill, you want to work with small beads of acrylic. You don't need a massive bead. You literally just need a bead to cover that cuticle area, that growth on the nail. So, you know, working with just small beads of acrylic, you know, definitely get your powder to liquid ratio down packed before you can, you start doing fills. You don't want to flood the cuticle area. If you do flood the cuticle area, just take your brush and clean around the cuticles. You don't want any acrylic on the skin. That will create lifting. So I'll just let you guys watch my process when it comes to doing a backfill. I'll be doing this for all 10 fingers, and then we will be back for the next step. right, so for this next step, I am going to be using my Tammy Taylor Peel and Stick hand file. This is in a 100 grit. I love these files. They literally help me with my shaping so much. It is a hard back. All you have to do is replace the file, the paper. But the hand piece is plastic, so you can go ahead and sanitize before every client. But these files, guys, when I tell you these files are amazing, they are, like I said, a hard back, so it helps you with keeping, you know, your sides straight when you're filing the nails. So as you can see me doing here, I am just filing the sides of the nails, making sure that everything is straight, making sure that there are no jagged edges under the nail. So as you can see, I go under the nail and then I go directly at a 90-degree angle to make sure that the sides are straight. After this, I like to go over the surface of the nail with the hand file as well. You could use your e-file for this, but I just feel like I have more control of the hand file when it comes to filing the surface of the nail. So as you can see, I'm doing here, just going over the surface of the nail, making sure that everything is nice and smooth. There are no lumps on the nail. And then I will file the tip of the nails to make sure that, you know, the edge of the nail is nice and straight. And then I'll be doing this for all the rest of the fingers. Once I'm done with this step, then we will move on to the next one. So for our next step, I am going to be using my e-file. I am using my 5-in-1 drill bit in a fine grit. This I am doing just to go over the cuticle area, just to make sure that everything is nice and flush, making sure that the acrylic is nice and flush to the natural nail. To avoid any lifting. You don't want any bulkiness at that cuticle area. Again, that will create lifting. So I will be doing this for all 10 fingers. I'll let you guys watch. Again, just a very low speed, I'm not using much pressure. I don't want to get rid of any bulk from the cuticle. I'm literally just making sure that everything is nice and flush. So again, doing this for all 10 fingers, and then we'll be back for the buffing. All right, so for this next step, I am just using my buffer. It is from Amazon. Everything that I use on this video, guys, it will be linked in the description box below. But using my buffer, using a pretty good amount of pressure. You just want to make sure that the surface of the nail is nice and smooth, so that when you apply your polish, everything is nice and even. You don't want to see any grooves, any lumps, or anything like that on the surface of the nail. So again, using my buffer, using a lot of pressure just to make sure that I get rid of any bumps or anything that was left on the nail. So again, doing this for all 10 fingers, and then we'll move on to our polish application. After I had her wash her hands, I did go over the surface of the nail with some nail cleanser from Gelish, just making sure I get rid of any leftover hand soap or anything that might have been left on the nails, making sure there's no residue from that for our polish application. And then as you see me doing here, I am just going to go over the nail with base coat and have her cure in the lamp for about 60 seconds. Once that comes out, I'll go ahead and apply the gel color. She wanted to do something bright and super girly, so we decided to go with a bright green. And then as I was applying the polish, I decided, hey, maybe we should add some pink to that as well. So we went for the neon green and neon pink look to kind of match the candy charms that I'll be applying a little bit later on in the video. So as you can see here, again, just going over the nail with the base coat, and then you'll see me start applying the gel polish on her nails. Once I'm done with that process, I will be back for the application of the charms, so I could explain to you guys how it is that I do it. guys, I also wanted to mention when you're applying gel polish, definitely make sure that you are cleaning off any residue that might have gotten on the skin. Once it's cured under the light, trust me, it is such a pain in the butt to try to get rid of that cured gel on the skin. It's almost impossible. So please make sure that you are cleaning off the sides, anything that might have gotten on the skin before you have your client put their hand under the lamp. It is super crucial, and it would definitely help you guys with a cleaner polish application. So again, make sure you're cleaning up any messes before it goes under the lamp. You don't want that to dry on the skin of your client. Also, guys, for the polish for this set, I am using my Nail Supply Glamour gel polish as well. Their polishes are also pretty good, and they're very, very cost effective, so definitely check them out. I love these the neon colors that they have available. So again, definitely check them out. I'll be sure to leave links in the description box below for their polishes as well. But as you can see on this nail, this is when I decided, hey, maybe we should add some pink to the set. I showed her what the outcome was. She liked it, so we decided to go ahead and do it for the other hand as well. For the other hand, you'll notice we switched up the scheme. So for example, with this hand, we had the pinky was green, the ring finger was the little marble effect or tie-dye effect, so on and so forth. For the other hand, the pinky was going to be pink, the ring finger was the marble effect, and then so on and so forth. So one hand had more green and one hand had more pink. But yeah, go ahead and continue watching, and then we'll move on to the application of the candy charms. right, now for the fun part, you guys. This is my favorite part, and when I tell you this set, the set came out so cute. I'm in love. You guys will see the outcome at the end, but we had already chose the charms that she wanted. I don't know if you noticed that earlier in the video, but here, as you can see, what I'm doing is just wiping off the nails, just getting rid of that tacky layer from the gel polish. After this, when you're applying these candy charms, you want to make sure you're buffing the back of the charm. I do use acrylic to apply these because the charms are so big. I want to make sure that, you know, they stay on there until she comes back for her fill. So I do use acrylic for this, just clear acrylic. For the acrylic to be able to adhere to the charm, you want to make sure that you buff the back of the charm, like that you're creating that rough surface so that the acrylic has something to adhere to. So that's what you kind of saw me doing here. So I buffed the back of the charm. Now you see me, I'm picking up a small bead of acrylic, putting it on top of the nail. You know, you want to let it dry just a little bit, like that when you put the charm on it, it's not sliding all over the place. Let it dry up a little bit. Place the charm on top, and then afterwards, you know, just look around the charm, like under the charm, and make sure that everything is adhered correctly. You can apply more acrylic as needed, which you'll see me doing here. I just like to cover any gaps in between the charm and the nail. And then, yeah, then you kind of repeat the same steps for the rest of the charms. So go ahead and finish watching that, and then we'll be back for the final product. side note, how freaking cute is this charm? This was like both of our favorite charm of the whole set. It's just so cute. Like, oh my God, so super girly. We couldn't even handle it. We had to admire the charm for a couple seconds before I continued. But yeah, just wanted to comment on that. All right, once I was done applying all of the charms, I went ahead and top coated with a shiny top coat. Had her put her hand in the light for 2 minutes just to make sure that all of the layers on the nails were nice and dry. Afterwards, I will go ahead and apply some cuticle oil just to rehydrate her cuticles. I use the oil from Acrylics, which I absolutely love. It does just melt into your skin. guys, so here is the final look. This set came out so cute, super girly, super colorful, exactly what she wanted. But that basically concludes today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you share, like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at LuxNailsByD, and I will catch you guys next time.